how to be a fighter. I am a fourth dan black belt in karate and a multiple time champion, national champion in kickboxing. I remember my first project was building an electric motorcycle. As a college student, we were expecting to get the kick out of it. We spent sleepless nights and we worked for around 96 hours continuously on that project. Fortunately, I was part of 22 automotive-based projects in my college days. Which was part of our motorsport activities as well. So, and eventually that product was displayed in the 12th International Auto Expo in.
नमस्कार, जय जगन्नाथ। कहते हैं भारत आगे बढ़ रही है और आगे बढ़ने के लिए हमें चाहिए मोबिलिटी। आज के जो हमारे गेस्ट हैं भारत को एक नई मोबिलिटी देने के लिए अपना कमर कसे हुए हैं। लेट्स वेलकम द फाउंडर ऑफ आर्कन मोटर्स, मिस्टर युवराज। So viewers, now we have Yuvraj Harichandan with us, the founder of Archon Motors. Hello Yuvraj. Jai Jagannath. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely fine.
So Yuvraj, we have seen a lot of posts, a lot of feeds about you, and you are doing really good in the field of your business. Name Yuvraj, a popular saying, the future king. So how was your childhood?
Okay, so my childhood was very filled with a lot of curiosity actually. In my early days, so I belong to Bhubaneswar first of all. So I have been born into a very humble family here, and my complete childhood was kind of a very curious environment where I was very much curious as a child, where I used to work with toys. I can say not play with toys, rather work with toys.
Okay.
Where I used to explore how things used to work, and I was more into the integral part of it rather than the fun of doing it. So my parents always used to complain on the same thing, that if something is missing from any appliances, or a screw is missing or something is missing, that is definitely will be found in my curiosity box, or the experiment box will be always available. At a very early stage, uh, I was in a residential school at a very early age of my schooling. That has taught me to be very adaptable in terms of the real world, which I can say. It has taught me to be how to be a fighter in the real world in terms of all kind of struggles what we see at a very early stage. I was part of it, so that has taken me through the whole journey of struggles and the challenges what I feel, and that has actually built me as what I am today, and still I'm learning from the life what I can see. Yeah.
So your social media account says you have some relations with martial arts.
Yeah, so I am a fourth dan black belt in karate and a multiple time champion, national champion in kickboxing. Till 2016, I was actively participating in nationals, and post that, obviously, job happened and corporate life couldn't take it forward. But I have been part of the sports fraternity since my childhood. Today, I'm taking care of a lot of admin stuff along with my brother and my father, who are completely focused towards the sports activities. So I'm a general practitioner of martial arts, that's karate, kickboxing, and wushu, which is the Chinese martial arts. So yeah, that has been a fun journey as well.
Okay, so you have stayed in a residential school, then martial arts, then colleges in different locations.
Right.
So
Right.
how was the journey?
Yeah, so that has also again been an very interesting part where fortunately or unfortunately I have been part of multiple schools in till my the complete schooling life. Yeah, but post that it was very adventurous, I can say, where I had a lot of friends across country from different states, and learning about their culture, their language, their things. So I have been well equipped, I can say, with the complete pan India scheme of how the cultural environment is, and yeah, I enjoy it a lot.
schooling, traditional schooling, lots of colleges, lots of pan-India experience, and now into entrepreneurship.
Right. So with that, I'll say this all started when I was, with all the curiosity in the back of my mind, and so obviously I was completely engrossed into getting into engineering college. So then engineering obviously happened, but I was more of a technical or a practical geek rather than a theoretical guy who learns from the classroom. So I make my hands dirty in labs most of the time. So complete throughout my engineering days of 4 years, I was you would always find me in some or other lab working on some or other projects, and that has actually taught me a lot in real life, and that has actually taken me through the experience of building something from the scratch. Fortunately, I was part of 22 automotive-based projects in my college days, which was part of on motorsport activities as well. So I was actively part of the motorsport team in my college, where we used to lead a team of 25 members, and then eventually take it to build the vehicle and take it to the racing track. That was an amazing thrill, I can say, and that used to give us that adrenaline rush, which as a college student we were expecting to get the kick out of it. So that has been the part of it, and that's how actually I got introduced towards the automobile engineering and started exploring about it. I think so in early 2013 and 14, where EVs came into the picture of or the limelight into the industry, where we started exploring this as a project as well. I remember my first project was building an electric motorcycle. When we took Bajaj Pulsar and tried to retrofit it with the motors which were there, and then we tried to run it somehow, and we were successfully running it for certain miles, and we used to get some outcome, and it was a fun kind of thing. Post that, when I started taking it seriously and started exploring the EV industry, uh, I was completely impressed with how sustainable it was and how it can actually take it forward by replacing the fossil fuel requirement what we steadily have as an industry. So that has always fascinated me. So with this all experience, parallelly something was building up, which subconsciously I would say was always building up, was my entrepreneurial journey, where I started my first venture when I was in third year of my engineering. So basically taking the knowledge what I have built from last 2-3 years, I started teaching them as a profession, and try to earn money from it.
Okay.
So I used to organize workshops, technical workshops. I used to take guest lectures, kind of on automotive experiences, and used to earn well. But very soon I got to understood that this is not a scalable business, and that was my first venture. Obviously, I ran it for a couple of months, I can say, and then steadily moved towards something else. And then I pursued MBA. There I met two of my friends with whom again I started one more venture of e-commerce spare parts, basically auto spare parts to e-commerce. So we went into that, and again, obviously we were lacking business acumen. Coming from a complete technical background, we were completely blank about how the business happens, and how a startup. We hardly knew about anything. Though I was part of MBA, where my majors was in entrepreneurship, because I was somehow inclined towards getting into entrepreneurship at those days as well. But yeah, certainly it didn't work out. My both the ventures got shut down just after the college, and then eventually I went into job as every engineering student does. Yeah.
So, keeping your job and business aside, I have a question from your college days. You mentioned about you have participated in 22 projects. Any beautiful memory or any special memory that you have about your projects?
Yeah, so I think so. One of the thing which actually molded me to what I am today in terms of manufacturing, or I can say the building of automobile, was when we were building the ATV vehicle, which was I think so that point of time there were a lot of projects which came into universities in terms of go-kart or hybrid vehicles or FE cycles, but ATV was very new into that trend, I can say. So we started working on a quattro vehicle, which is basically a ATV four-wheeler bike, and I remember we spent sleepless nights and we worked for around 96 hours continuously on that project just to complete it on deadline. And eventually that product was displayed in the 12th International Auto Expo in Delhi. So that was a great achievement, and that actually made me realize that how tough or how challenging it can be in terms of any kind of project meeting the deadlines and all.
It's really fascinating and motivating at the same time. अब जब आ जाते हैं आपकी जॉब लाइफ के बारे में, आपने 2 वेंचर्स किया, दोनों में फेलियर, और उसके बाद जॉब की, और आज जब मैं आपके ऑफिस में घूम रहा था तब मैंने देखा 30 under 30, उसमें आपका फोटो लगा था. कुछ कहना चाहिए?
So yes, that is something which was I was honored to be part of that list by Businessman magazine, which is a nationwide award given by the magazine. So yeah, so I feel very privileged and have an honor to have that award. But yeah, I see that as a stepping stone, and a lot of more milestones to be achieved, and a lot more has to be done. So yeah, so I'm more motivated from that award.
Definitely. We will really wish you luck and you get all the success. When we talk about your current venture, you have mentioned few things in your past that you have been fascinated towards sustainability. And how do you see your current venture is catering to that?
See, Archon Motor actually got conceptualized when I was in my job. So I was thinking about it a lot of time when I was employed with Mercedes-Benz. I was seeing the industry from a very close perspective. I was seeing how the trend was shifting from IC engine to EV, and people talking about the industry stalwarts introducing the EV technologies. So it was very as an enthusiast, I was very much keen to learn about how the things were happening. So as coming from the motorsport background, the first plan for Archon Motor was never three-wheeler market. So we started with a two-wheeler project. Again, taking our college project of electric motorcycle and wanted to commercialize it. So we started looking around it. But now the change was I was more aware of what the market needs rather than what I was trying to create. So I was definitely working towards it. I explored the market, and then COVID happened, which gave us a lot of time to actually do R&D on R&D in not terms of technical, rather in terms of what the market requirement is. So we started exploring the whole industry. We started taking feedbacks from the industry mentors, I can say, who worked with me at a very early stage. We took their feedback, and eventually we focused on getting into the three-wheeler segment because it was completely new for us. I worked with a four-wheeler brand, I worked in two-wheeler projects, but never on a three-wheeler. So it was completely clueless for us. But the only thing what motivated us was the pain point, what we saw in the market, and the opportunity what lies in it. So taking that into picture, so we in 2021 I actually resigned from my current job, and then came directly to Bhubaneswar to work on it. And it was just a calling of, I guess, 15 to 20 days, and I can say that was also very dramatic. Dramatic exit from the current company what I was working in. So the decision was from a bike riding trip, where the calling happened, and I thought that okay, now that's it. This is what I'm going to do right now, and yeah, I jumped into it.
So that means you are a biker too.
I love riding.
Okay. Yeah. So from where I am seeing three-wheeler market is crowded with lots of Chinese players, and we have lots of reputed brands in three-wheelers as well. So how it is different from others?
Yeah, the current scenario, and when I started, the three-wheeler market was completely dominated by the Chinese players, as you rightly said. I am talking about the electric segment only. So around 90% of the e-rickshaws what we saw in the market during those days, like the early 20s and early 2021s, it was completely filled with the Chinese e-rickshaws which we still see in the market. And slowly the dependency went on, but still as of today, I think so around 50% of this market is still holded by these unorganized players. And then comes the legacy players who recently entered the market. It's a good move. Everyone has to work on taking the revolution up because this is a wide revolution I can see. And rather than competition, I see them as colleagues taking the revolution forward. And everyone has to put their effort to move towards a sustainable transportation rather than fighting for a smaller market, because this is a new market which is getting created, which I feel. Uh, Definitely, we are working more on innovation rather than competing on the market share or market entry. We had that opportunity 2 years back to enter the market with a very substandard product, which I feel. But eventually, we focused on getting our product right, because that's what is going to win the race in long term. Today we have a product. We recently, I'm happy to share on this platform that we recently have revealed our vehicle to the market just on the occasion of Rath Yatra. We got a good response from the market, and we are pretty much motivated post that. So now our vehicle is equipped with our own indigenous mobility platform, which we proudly call as Archon Mobility Platform. That is a complete development of the core components, or the complete architecture of the three-wheeler, because three-wheeler in generally in the industry was one of the product which has not seen much changes in the last 4 to 5 decades as well. No design improvements, no, it was still ignored, which I can say. So we took the opportunity to dwell into it and understand what exactly was required to make it more approachable for an auto rickshaw driver, not only from an environmental perspective rather than from a cost effectiveness perspective as well. So we took that as a challenge. We started working on it, and throughout the process, we surveyed around 300 auto rickshaw drivers in Bhubaneswar, Cuttack, Puri, and we took their feedback exactly how they want their vehicle to be to compete with the IC engine rickshaws. So taking all those, right now we are very much confident that we have a product which can actually give them a 200-kilometer range in a single charge, which I think so is the best in the industry right now, and obviously giving them the freedom of running the vehicle at a 39 paisa per kilometer operating cost.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
So, you are working with electric, and lots of manufacturing industries are moving to south. Why did you choose Bhubaneswar or Odisha as a place?
I mean that's something very close to me. So as most of my childhood was spent outside Odisha, when I was in my residential school, my college days, even my job life, most of the part of my life was outside Odisha. So one question always triggered me, that what lacks in Odisha and why not Odisha? That always has struck me throughout the whole my life outside Odisha. So I started exploring, and every school books or every textbook says throughout our education that Odisha is a rich mineral state. So we have lot of raw materials available with us, but still somehow we were not able to take the fullest of it. So that question always struck me, and why we were not able to do it is something which I asked always myself, and that's how actually things triggered to why not we do it in Odisha, as this is a growing space of EV, where traditionally the auto industry is significantly submerged towards single state, or I can say single territory. So that is a barrier which has been broken already in electric vehicles, because electric vehicles has some other dynamics. So obviously the auto ancillary industry, those are lacking in Odisha. But we feel that this is an opportunity to be, rather than cribbing around it that we don't have anything. So I took it as an opportunity that we can be the game changer in this space, and we can take something up here. And I can proudly say that okay, we are trying it from here, where we can build up a new complete tech industry, so not tech industry, maybe auto industry out of Odisha. So this can be an effort from Archon Motors, is what I can say.
So, can I say is it made in India or made in Odisha or make in Odisha? What is it?
We are more of building the product for the world. So as I mentioned, our Archon mobility platform does not limit us to the three-wheeler. We have plans for other vehicles as well. which I'll certainly reveal sometime later. But yeah, so that is something which we had envisionized for our growth path. But yeah, as rightly said, we want our vehicle to be completely made in India. Today, I can proudly say that 90% of our products are sourced from Indian manufacturers. So we have curbed the dependency of any kind of import materials, even to the extent that we are not using any kind of rare earth magnets, which generally get imported from other countries, specifically China. So we don't have that dependency rather right now, and we are trying to curb as much as possible. We can do it in house, and so yeah, may it be Odisha, may it be India, we are making it for the country, by the state.
So while doing research about you, I came to know that you had a tough time when you thought of displaying your vehicle for the first time. Would you like to share that experience?
Yeah, it was, I can say, again a sleepless nights which we went through during our first public presence, what I can say, when we had our first MVP ready, or I can say it was in the process of getting ready, and then we had the deadline to bring our vehicle to the spotlight. So it took us a lot of effort to get the things running, because the challenges were huge. As we really we discussed in previously, that we didn't have the right support here, support in terms of getting the raw materials. Most of the products in the initial period we used to get it from outside. Even a small component of electronics has to be we have to depend it on the other vendors which are available outside Odisha. So we didn't have that support, and then we were very naive about how auto components or how iterations would happen. And that was our first prototype, and we made it somehow. We took the local support of many small artisans, I can say, who helped us build the vehicle and decorate the vehicle in a way that it looks presentable. And yeah, so with all the efforts and all the challenges, we successfully ran the vehicle. We did the prototype, and still that particular milestone has actually helped us to develop a product which can compete in the market today. And from that day to today, the scenario has completely changed for us. And today, I can say we have 5 to 6 suppliers only based out from Odisha, whom we are currently working with, and we have taught them how things can be taken into opportunity when you work with players like us in automotive industry.
So दूसरों से शायद ये सवाल पूछ रहे थे, लेकिन आपसे तो ये भी नहीं पूछ सकता कि यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर का आप क्या मैसेज देंगे, या यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर को क्या मोटिवेट करता है? तो आपका मोटिवेशन कहाँ पे है?
So my motivation is on the impact what we are trying to create. See, I always believe that whatever we are making is going to create an impact in the market, impact in the life of our customers. That is what is actually driving me towards making our product. So, that is something, is one of the biggest motivation I always had. मेरा प्रोडक्ट जब मार्केट में जाएगा और उससे किसी को बहुत ज़्यादा फ़ायदा मिलेगा, so उससे ज़्यादा मोटिवेशन की मेरे को और ज़रूरत नहीं है, because that is the immense impact what I can create.
Right. So घर में सपोर्ट मिलती है?
Definitely, I will say that they are my support powerhouse always. They understand what I try to build. I'll thank my parents and the complete family for supporting me throughout this journey, because this is one of the tough time, or I can say ये एक kind of तपस्या होता है, any kind of entrepreneur, I can say. And initially मेरे को ऐसे बहुत सारे सलाह मिले थे कि okay, आप ओडिशा से हो, mindset शायद से लोगों का नहीं मैच करेगा, people will start creeping around. But yeah, slowly, I think so. In that aspect, I got a great support from my parents, who still are always there with me and encourage me to take this thing forward rather than any kind of other support. Yeah.
ये वाला सवाल शायद थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट हो जाए. घर में सबसे ज़्यादा सपोर्ट कौन करते हैं?
See, as I said, both my father and mother they understand what exactly I do. So ऐसा माँ बाप का जो सपोर्ट होता है ना, यू कैन नॉट क्वान्टिफाई इट, और यू कैन नॉट उसको मेजर नहीं किया जा सकता. फिर एवरी डे टू डे लाइफ में वो जो सपोर्ट आपको मिलता है, दैट इटसेल्फ इज अ मोटिवेशन फॉर अस. So throughout the whole, I have been here running Archon Motors for last 2 years, and it has been a dynamic ups and downs always. And not only me, the whole family goes through that journey, I believe. So yeah, they have been always been my backbone, or I can say throughout the till date, and because of them only we are able to achieve what we are achieving today, and still looking forward for.
स्टिल यंग डायनेमिक. तो लोग कहते हैं कि हाँ चलो ठीक है, थक गए घर जाते हैं सो जाते हैं. तो यंग लोगों के दिमाग में तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. तो आपके दिमाग में खाली टाइम में क्या चलता है?
See, these days I'm completely occupied. I can say a lot of thing. I have given my 90 hours of around my week goes towards Archon Motors. We spend a lot of time with our product and developing the whole thing. So generally I'll be not the right person to tell that कि मैं खाली टाइम में क्या करता हूँ, because I don't have much right now. But yeah, अगर ऐसे spend करना रहता है, I love being part of the sports fraternity. I try to help the administrative journey there, and yeah, I take part in most of the state and national championships whenever I get time for, and try to contribute to the sports fraternity.
So sports is your hobby or something else?
See, it is not a hobby, it is something more than that, I can say. Definitely it has built me जो mentally strong बनाता है, that is what sports has made for me actually. बचपन से it has through the bloodline of our family that sports का एक feature रहता ही है. So that has actually dwelled towards taking it forward. So I will not say it's a hobby, it is something more than that, is what I feel.
Okay. So आपकी hobby क्या है? या फिर क्या था अभी जो छूट गया, शायद आगे फिर से कंटिन्यू करेंगे?
As I said, मेरा hobby को ही आज, और I can say मेरा passion को ही आज मैंने profession में बदला है. So I was more into automotive and more into this project kind of stuff. So that is what I have made my profession.
Other than building some new products, जो आपने थोड़ा रिवील किया हुआ है हमारे नेक्स्ट पॉडकास्ट के लिए, खुराक तो जरूर है, और कुछ आपके दिमाग में चल रहा है कि फ्यूचर कैसे बनाएंगे आप, जो हमारे साथ आप शेयर कर सकते हैं?
जी, देखिए बस we all should be very much concerned about the recent climate changes. Even we are now is the time where we are not only listening about it or discussing about it, we have started living it with it. अभी हम लोग तो महसूस भी करने लगे हैं with all the climate changes. जो बारिश होती है, बेमौसम बारिश होती है, या फिर जो साइक्लोन्स आते हैं, जो जहाँ पे पहले कभी ऐसा हुआ नहीं था वहाँ पे वैसा वेदर कंडीशंस हो रहे हैं, extreme climate conditions हो रहे हैं. So we are all living through it. So it's a high time that we start thinking about it. Start thinking about the sustainable approach. It is not only one person's effort, is what I can say. My message would be कि सबको अपने throughout the lifetime एक पूरा जीवन काल में sustainability के तरफ ही देखना चाहिए, ताकि that will actually help us to give away to the next generation exactly what we are looking for, and lead us to a better world, or I can say better future what we live for.
We're coming towards the end of this session, and any last message for our audience, or any last message for specifically ODI audience?
Lot of scope actually, I can say, for the ODI youth, I'll say. We should explore a lot of opportunities which are available in the market. No doubt ODIs are the best skilled people in any industry, I can say. We have to start utilizing them for the benefit of the state, and start contributing towards it. And that is what I can tell to that. And one message I will always tell, it is not through only entrepreneurship you can contribute. There are a lot of other things you can always do for the state. So start working towards it, making be yourself a proud ODI everywhere in the globe. I think so that is the most pride what we can always wear in our shoulders for being an Odia or a proud Odia. So yeah, so that's my message to the young Odias.
Any Odia line for our viewers?
If I have to say something about Odia viewers, I would certainly say Jai Jagannath. ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ ପ୍ରଭୁ ଜଗନ୍ନାଥଙ୍କର ଜନ୍ମଭୂମିରୁ ଆସୁଛେ and ତାଙ୍କ କୃପା ହିଁ ଆମକୁ ଆଗକୁ ବଢ଼େଇବାକୁ ଲାଗିବ.
Thank you so much. Jai Jagannath.
Jai Jagannath.
So viewers, this was Mr. Yuvraj Harichandan with us, the founder of Archon Motors. ऐसे ही एंटरप्रेन्योर्स की जर्नी को देखने के लिए और उनके बारे में जानने के लिए देखते रहिए हमारे YouTube चैनल माई स्टार्टअप यात्रा. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to My Startup Yatra. Thank you so much. Jai Jagannath.